What is going on, everybody? Brandon here with Openings Unleashed. Just wanted to make a video today to kind of talk about the current and future state of Pokemon because a lot has changed in the last few months. Really, a lot's changed this year. But before we get into that, we really got to understand how we got here in the first place. So in this video, I'm going to break this down into three different categories. First category is going to be what I call the Rona Rise. The second category is going to be the Celebrity Surge, and the third category is going to be the current and future state of Pokemon. So talking about the Rona Rise, as I call it, we have hit a pandemic worldwide where really everyone has had to stay at home, and a lot of people have lost their jobs, but then I've watched many different workforces out there transition from a full office position to a remote workforce. Making the same amount of money. They kept their jobs. They just transitioned from working in an office to working at home. What that has resulted in is a lot of people that have excess money in their pockets because they're normally spending that money eating out, going to restaurants, going on vacations, and things like that. So they have this excess of money. And because they can't go anywhere, they find themselves kind of bored. So a lot of people have gotten back into collecting, along with other hobbies, and that's really driven a lot of the prices up, especially for some of the modern stuff like, Hidden Fates, for example. That's always been popular from the start, but even more so now. I mean, you really can't find it anywhere, all the way down to Champion's Path. So it's definitely seen an increase post the pandemic, and I definitely attribute it to that. On the flip side of that coin, you do have a lot of people that unfortunately lost their jobs, many of which are my friends. I've had some family as well. It's unfortunate, but because of that, they are looking for extra ways to make money, which I don't blame them at all. But scalping has entered the Pokemon realm more than it's ever been present before. Scalping's been pretty prominent in the sports card industry, but now it's entered into Pokemon as well, whether that's fellow collectors out there just grabbing everything they're seeing and reselling that at a higher price, or what I'm seeing a lot of is a lot of the sports groups out there on Facebook are actually posting what exactly to buy for Pokemon so they can go and resell them along with their sports stuff. I've got a few friends into sports and they were sending me their haul pictures. And a lot of that was the NFL mosaics, the NBA Chronicles. But in the background, I see a bunch of Hidden Fates tins from Walmart, for example. Or not the tins, but the GX boxes. Or the Champion's Path. Champion's Path has been nearly impossible to find near me. And I know that is the case for many of you out there as well. I just went on a camping trip that spanned 3 states. And I stopped at Walmarts and Targets along the way, and I was not able to find a single box of Champion's Path out there. And I'm talking really small towns where you would think nobody really thinks to look for these things, but they were empty. And I saw the display boxes there, so I know they were stocked with Champion's Path, but they were all gone. And if you look on a lot of the Facebook groups out there, or really anywhere people buy, sell, trade Pokemon, you're going to see people selling sealed product for well over retail. On one hand, I don't blame them. On the second hand, a lot of people argue that it is ruining the hobby, and kids out there aren't going to be able to get access to a new set, which I can see the perspective on as well. So all of this is really attributed to the rise in prices as of lately. And it all started at the beginning of the pandemic, because this time last year, you could probably get a base set Charizard for a reasonable price, $40, $50, somewhere along those lines. And as of today, the 15th of October, a near mint base unlimited Charizard is going to run you probably $300, $350 raw. So prices have skyrocketed. Now, I'm not going to blame that all on scalpers or, the effects of the pandemic, but as a result of all of that, this kind of leading me into the next chapter, the Celebrity Surge, I call it, we've got some huge names hitting the Pokemon market. I mean, I've heard Justin Bieber get tossed around. KSI has been on some of Randolph Pokemon's videos I saw. And along with that, really the biggest one right now I would say would be Logan Paul. Logan Paul has entered the Pokemon realm. A lot of people are trying to compare the prices of certain things and trying to sell them for what it was named for in his unboxing video of the first edition base set booster box. I'm not even going to get into the collectible guru there. I'm going to leave that one. I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. But Logan's really gone hard in Pokemon lately. I mean, he has spent a lot of money. He bought a first edition base set booster box for $200,000. Sold those packs for $11,111 a piece, so there was definitely some profit there. But looking into first edition base set booster boxes this week, I heard people have had offers for $300,000, $325,000 that they are not accepting. So people are now offering well over $300,000 for a first edition sealed base set booster box. And that is an insane increase just over the last couple weeks. And really what that means is that these prices are probably going to keep going up. I've heard, and as more celebrities get into it, we're just going to see this trend continue. I've heard Logic has gotten into it, Justin Bieber, Logan Paul. I even saw Graham Stephan actually purchased one of Logan Paul's booster packs from the video. So I mean, we've got some pretty heavy hitters there, and a lot of them are looking at this from an investment standpoint. A lot of them want to relive that nostalgia, and I don't blame them. I mean, I welcome anybody into this hobby. Anybody that wants to get into it, I have no problem explaining things, no problem helping them out. Honestly, the more the merrier. But this year has seen some just incredible growth. So that leads me into kind of the third chapter of this video, the current and future state of Pokemon. What we're seeing right now is vintage prices are absolutely skyrocketing. And it shows no sign of stopping, really. I mean, the effect that all the celebrities have had on the Pokemon community and these rises in prices really means the average collector gets priced out for a lot of the vintage stuff. So like, for example, just a week and a half ago, you could have purchased, or about 2 weeks ago, you could have purchased an Evolutions booster box for $150, $160. Just in the last week, those have just about doubled in price because they are the next best thing for collectors or people just getting into the hobby to relive that nostalgia, is opening Evolutions, just because it is a reprint of base set, essentially. So those trends are going to keep going, and I believe that what we're going to see is a drop in modern Pokemon. A lot of people are going to be focusing on the vintage, which I'm excited about because I think vintage is so much more exciting than the modern stuff now. They just hit different. So that's exciting and scary at the same time because I still haven't completed my vintage collection. I'm trying to complete all of the Wizards of the Coast cards, both in first edition and unlimited, and that is not something that I've been able to do just yet. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but at the same time, exciting to see all these people getting into the hobby. I've had friends message me that pulled out their collections out of their closet after seeing Logan Paul's video, so there definitely is some good that's coming from it, as a lot of people are really getting back into it, and that is exciting. But for the future of Pokemon, I don't think we're going to see a massive price drop, especially in the vintage market. If anything, the modern is going to go down a little bit. So I'm talking the Champion's Path, the Hidden Fates. I mean, just looking at the Champion's Path Charizards, those started out around $2,000. They quickly dropped to about $1,200 a piece, and now they are somewhere equal, right around the $400 to $500 range, ungraded. I've seen people struggling to sell them at $500 shipped. So I think that trend is going to continue in the modern cards, but modern sealed product will definitely stay hot. I think if you purchase sealed product right now, specifically for the hot sets, I'm not talking the Crimson Invasion, I'm not talking the Rebel Clash, keep all those That's all I see on the shelves now. But the Champions Path, specifically the ETBs with the Charizard on there, anything Hidden Fates, I don't think those will drop below retail ever, in my opinion. So those are definitely long holds. But all in all, we have seen some tremendous changes within the Pokemon community. Over the last couple weeks, it has been historic. I mean, I've watched record after record after record getting broken. The first edition base set booster box, all the way to a PSA 10 first edition Charizard. I know Logan just purchased one from Gary. Logic just bought one as well. So these records are going to continue getting broken, and it is both exciting and scary and nerve-wracking at the same time. I just hope this momentum continues, because the more people in this hobby, the better. It's just more people to share it with and really just enjoy it with. So those are my thoughts on everything that's going on now. I could be wrong. I have no idea what's going to happen a year from now, but I am hoping that things get a little more reasonable than they are now in terms of pricing, and especially with the availability of products, because I know several people who just have not been able to get any kind of sealed product from Champions Path thus far, and it's been out for almost 2 months now. So hopefully they become a little more accessible to everyday collectors, and that everyday collectors aren't priced out of the hobby because of, you know, a few people trying to get clout or just flooding the hobby with insane purchases, driving up the prices really unnecessarily. But we will see what happens. I know this video was a little different than what I normally do. Normally I'm just opening packs, but I just thought it was important to talk about this as really this is the biggest news in the Pokemon trading card community right now. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay safe, stay happy, stay searching.